Hey there, Mañana Namas peeps. How are you? I'm going to keep an eye here on the other screen to make sure I can turn the volume off on YouTube, which it is, so you won't hear the echo come through. And wanted to check in with you, man. It is the Mañana Namas morning check-in. It is, November 6th already, right? The year is coming close to an end. And here we are. So many good things. As you guys know, I try to find positives, right? I try to focus on that which leads forward, that which, um, doesn't dwell. So, like, as soon as the election was over, do you remember what I said the day after the election? I said, "Thank goodness the election is over." I may have put out some messages, prior to the election that kind of gave you an idea of some of my stance. But once the election was done, I was like, it's water under the bridge. Doesn't matter how you voted. Now our task is to find out, how are we going to move ahead? How are we going to step forward? And as they're continuing to count the votes and do all the things on both sides of the aisle that just seem crazy to lay people like us, um, my message is the same. The votes have been cast, and so we'll have to deal with whatever those results are. And as a group, as a people, we got to figure out how are we going to do this together. Stop being so divisive, right? And so, really, really looking forward to stepping forward. As I say that, thrilled. I've got my project I've been working on. That's going to take a large step forward, hopefully next week. And the power sports training material that I have, the Power Sport Academy. Just when you think you're crazy, just when you think, man, maybe I got this wrong, maybe I am nuts. I spoke with a representative of a larger company, and he just confirmed with me that this is on the money. This is what we're looking for. This is how we want to invest in our people. And it's great to be able to step that conversation one step further. It's not where I want it to be yet, but it's one step further. When you can get recognized for the knowledge that you bring to a people group or to fulfill a niche, it's unique. It depends on what your niche is. They always say the riches are in the niches, right? That you want to be super specific. So let's say that you're like into making quilts. Well, then you're into making quilts that are based on French colonial themes, and then you're into quilts that are French colonial, that are specific to these dates and eras, or only use these colors. And I might sound like I'm getting crazy here, but like, let's pretend that you are that quilter, right? And so you're like, okay, well, I only make quilts that are, French colonial, that are blue and white with hints of pink. And so you start thinking after a while, you're like, I'm crazy. Nobody's buying my quilts. And then all of a sudden, you know, a somewhere, somehow, some corporate commercial interior decorating company comes along and goes, oh my goodness, these quilts are amazingly authentic. And this is exactly what we were looking for. And can you make more than you could possibly stitch together yourself in a lifetime? And can you have them ready in 60 days? Right. That's kind of like what this is like. It's like the affirmation that, man, I got it right. Times I thought I had over niched down. Other times I thought, maybe I could be all things to all people. But realistically, I knew that if I kept it simple and focused on what I had to focus on, that things would come through. And so we still got a couple of steps to make sure it's official, but I feel pretty good about it. So that said, this was a message to finish out the week, right? Celebrate some wins and talk about stepping forward. So one of the ways I'm going to step forward today is, I stepped forward on the Ducati. I put the rest of the bodywork on the Ducati. The special order piece came in, the side fairing came in today. So I went ahead and finished that out. I put the side fairing on, I put the seat cowl back on it. And man, this monster S2R 800 is hot. I will, you know what? I'll take a couple of pictures of it next time I ride it, and I'll put some pictures up in my social for it, because it's a pretty bike. It's by far, it's one of my favorite bikes that I've ever ridden. And I've ridden a lot of bikes, and the Ducati Monster 800 S2R. There's nothing that matches a 2-valve air-cooled twin that Ducati put out. I just think the sound is amazing. The feel is amazing. The torque coming out of the corners is amazing. And the bike will go 130 miles an hour. How much faster do you need to go, right? Great bike. And so I got that put together today. So that's another win moving forward. I plan on doing a little bicycling today moving forward. Do you get where I'm going, folks? It's what is going to give you the energy to get where you want to go. I could sit here in front of this computer all day and make content for you. I could sit here and write blogs and make more websites and do all kinds. You would not believe the amount of content I have in my hard drive waiting to share with you. I mean, I've got stuff I haven't even published yet. But, realistically, as a person, I got to take a moment. I got to smell the roses, and I got to go bicycling and get my exercise and eat well and stay fit and all of those things. And so wanted to reach out to you this morning, especially with that message, right? Do what it takes for you to step forward, even if it seems counterintuitive. Listen to what I'm saying. Instead of pushing all the time, maybe the best way for you to step forward, based on recent history or how you feel internally, or if you're feeling wore out or downtrodden or any of those things, sometimes the best way to step forward is to step back, right? Pick your head up out of the mess, get a good look around, right? Be introspective a little bit, figure out, where you're at with your situation. And once you take a moment to think about what the next move is or how to step forward, then you can do so, right? And so I would really encourage that. Like I said, there were moments here very recently where I was very tempted to pull the plug on a couple of things. And as you know, I got my fingers into a couple of different things, right? So I was thinking, okay, well, this is more important than this, or this is more important than that. And I was dedicating a little time each day to this, and this. And I started thinking to myself, this one might not be good. I might need to let this one go. And wouldn't you know it, that's the one that's stepping forward. So you gotta extend yourself some grace right now. It is so easy to beat yourself up, or think that you're not producing, or think that you're not being timely, or think that you are letting somebody else down. It is so easy to put yourself in that position, to feel like you are not enough right now. And, I don't want to turn this into some kind of humanistic message where, everybody's enough and you're special and everybody's special and aren't we all fantastic? It's not that message, but here it is. If you're putting in the work, if you're putting in the time, if you're putting in the dedication and the forethought to come up with a plan and a strategy, and you're just not seeing the results as quickly as you would like, know that right now in our socioeconomic climate, things are not operating on your time scale. I'm a both feet in, man. Anyone that's worked with me in the past knows that the catchphrase for Mañana no más is getting shit done yesterday, right? And so on the business card says getting it done yesterday. But, if your theme is getting it done yesterday, and you are waiting for people to make decisions, you're waiting for people to come up with budget, you're waiting for people to, do anything, it's very, very difficult, right? And you think that you've miscommunicated, or you think that you've let someone down, or you think, everyone's looking at you and you're not performing. That's not the case, right? I'm going to tell you right now, if you are actively engaged in pursuing a goal, you are already in the top 10%, if not the top 5% of people out there. If you've got a goal and you're actively pursuing it, you are already ahead of so many people. So cut yourself some slack, give yourself a little grace. Now, what the byproduct of that message is? The byproduct of that message is, if you don't have a goal, if you're not actively pursuing some type of, strategy to attain a goal, well, then I'm going to tell you to go to the mañananomas.com website. I'm going to tell you to go to the academy, and whether you buy a course or you take one of the ones I've gotten there for free, I want you to get in there and become a part of the community. And even if you're taking free courses, I mean, this is not about money. This is about personal development. Do embrace the process, right? That'll talk to you about, stepping in and taking action and doing things. I've got a couple of John Maxwell book reviews in there that are free, right? So you can take the course on leadership. You can take the course on the 5 levels of leadership, and I don't charge anything for that. I just want people to get the benefit of it. And so do that. If you've got a goal and you're pursuing it, right on. You're already, in the top 5% of people out there. If you don't actively have a goal that you're currently pursuing or activating some strategy with, jump in, get motivated, jump in the website, pick up a course or two, and give me some feedback along the way. Let me know if it impacts you positively, negatively, or anything like that. Again, this isn't about making you feel guilty. It's about inspiring you to do what you can, be the best. And for me, it's about adding value to others, right? I think about the Power Sport Academy that I built. I had a goal of like, hey, wouldn't it be great if I had 150, 200, 500 dealers in there? Then it started to get like, what if I had 60 dealers? What if I had 50 dealers? What if I had 40 dealers? Right. And I'm like, how can I get people to want to do this? How can I get people to want to be a part of this experience where other dealers are getting advice that's good for $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 a year? Right. How do I get people to be motivated to partake in that? And then finally it takes a corporation to come along and go, you know what? We've got a captive audience for that content, and we think you're the guy to do it, right? And imagine like how cool that is for me, right? That reassurance that, hey, I'm not crazy. You know, the delivery might not be the delivery that I was going with, right? We might have to tweak some things along the way. Maybe we do more in-person stuff than virtual stuff. Maybe we do some virtual and other, hands-on stuff. But that's not the point. The point was my goal, my personal goal was to be able to provide for my family while adding value to those in the power sports industry to help them provide for their families. And it looks like a roundabout way of making that come true. So that's one goal we can check off the list, right? So, it's not official yet, but keep your fingers crossed for me on that one. That's a really big one. And then, we got the big project on the web development stuff coming out next week. So I'm really looking forward to going public with that and letting you guys know the details of what that really is. And then, gosh, other than that, I just want you to enjoy yourself. Go bicycling, go running, take your kids to the park, man. Go feed the ducks. If you live where it's snowing, throw a snowball, man. Chill out. Have a good one. Take care of yourself. Be blessed. Relax when you need to relax and work when you need to work. Love you guys. Have a good